You mentioned Josina Anderson, so she was on social media tweeting about this a little bit earlier. Here, head of disciplinary hearings, she was told to expect it to focus on 5 women, which we knew in the Deshaun Watson discipline case. 2 of them had their claims dismissed by separate grand juries. That's new information today. Understanding his evidence will be presented by Watson's side, demonstrating purported mistruths in the allegations in both of those cases. Also told that in order to counter the indefinite suspension of at least a year that the NFL is seeking, Watson's counsel will tactically reason for 0 games missed, and he'll point to the Robert Kraft and Daniel Snyder cases. There's a belief the open-ended suspension was leaked to still effort a settlement before the decision of hearing officer Sue L. Robinson, per a league source. And when you look at that, Mac, it all makes sense because, again, if the NFLPA or if Sue Robinson issues a lesser suspension and Roger Goodell says, "No, we're doing this," it's going to really bad optics for the league and a collectively bargained agreement, in the last round of collective bargaining.
Yeah, and that's the one thing is that, Sue Robinson was essentially supposed to take away the judge, jury, and executioner style that Roger Goodell has done in the past. If you go ahead and the first time that you have any kind of a ruling, and obviously it being a massive one like the Deshaun Watson case here, if you go ahead and essentially just trump her and trump that entire, collectively bargained agreement between those two, I think that's when you're going to get some serious issues from the NFLPA. And so, that's where I think that this entire case really is fascinating from the sense that, I think that both parties are essentially going to look at it and say, all right, we jointly agreed on this. I don't necessarily know if you're going to see the ramifications going down the line in the sense that, Deshaun Watson in his camp, if they take I think they're going to take whatever suspension is going to be thrown at them. But at the same time, I think the NFL is going to have to kind of sit on their hands a little bit if Sue Robinson goes for a lesser suspension. Again, at that point, that's where the NFL goes ahead and says, you know what? Hey, we tried. We went ahead. We tried for the indefinite suspension. We tried for the year-long suspension. But ultimately, Sue Robinson, who we agreed with, is going to make that decision.
Yeah, and again, that's one of the reasons I think they came out with the indefinite suspension. That's why they leaked that. Hey, we wanted a tougher one, but we collectively bargained this process, and we're going to go with whatever Sue L. Robinson says.